Another year, and it's the same old results from the Atlanta Falcons. We opened up the season this year with another loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 20-23. We could not get that extra field goal to push us into overtime because Young Koo missed the kick. Let's talk about it. So the energy leading up to this game was very optimistic. These last couple of months have been very fun following the team, following all the developments that they've been making, all the players that they've signed from the rookies, even to the veterans that they brought in that could possibly help us. I was really, really excited, going up to the season. But these last couple of weeks, I just had this thought in the back of my mind, like, don't get too excited. Now you can get excited, you can have fun, you can wear your jerseys and all that, go to the pep rallies, but do not get too excited. And you know why you shouldn't get too excited? Because this is the same coaching staff from last year. And while they were okay last year, still, this is the same coaching staff from last year, other than Ober. So you can imagine the energy around the stadium was just crazy today. I've been out there, the fans are out there, they're feeling good. You got people out there barbecuing, everybody's out tailgating, and the energy leading up was just so good because we felt like, okay, this is the year that we finally put it together and it finally clicks. This is the year where we make things happen. Even from the first play of the game, you got this screen to Bijan Robinson. He takes it all the way to the house for a TD. I'm thinking, oh man, we about to go up 14-0, especially after the defense got out there and got a stop. But again, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is the same coaching staff from last year, and the same mistakes that reared their ugly head last year reared their head this year. So let's talk about the offense. Zach Robinson. Again, this looked like last year. You remember when we played the Steelers and we just came out flat, playing a lot of pistol, running the ball from pistol? You would have thought Kirk Cousins was still out there the way Zach Robinson was calling this game today. It was a horrible game call. He had a few plays here and there where Michael Penix overthrew some players, and yes, that is on Penix. But the running, we couldn't get anything going up the middle. I would have liked it more if we would have went side to side more, but for some reason, they just kept trying to go up the middle with the ball. And the pistol formation, can we please give it a rest? Just a little bit. If we're on the 1 yard line, why not line up in I formation? Hell, even single back. You know what I mean? But none of that, ladies and gentlemen. We kept getting the same thing over and over. We even had people on the TV calling out plays like, yeah, they're running that over and over. Why? I don't understand it. Like, why can't our coaching staff learn from their mistakes and make the right adjustments to get us in the end zone and to get us like in good positions to win? I don't understand it. But again, I don't know what Zach Robinson was doing today. Maybe it was first game jitters. Maybe he was a little nervous. Maybe what Todd Bowles' defense was throwing at him was throwing him off. I'm not sure. And honestly, I don't even care because I'm at the point now as a Falcons fan, like, y'all should have had this fixed. And I'm hoping that moving forward that the coaching staff does whatever they have to do to fix this, because it doesn't leave me inspired at all. Now, this was Michael Penix's fourth start in the NFL, and I gotta say he looked solid. Like I said, he overthrew a couple people a couple of times, but for the most part, Penix put this game on his back, and he showed you why he's ready to be an NFL QB. Now, I'm not saying that, he should have been out there in preseason getting some reps, but of course, you kind of got to knock the rust off and get out there and play with your team so you can get a feel for everybody. But today, Penix, I felt like, was kind of hamstrung by what was being called, and he did what he could do to will his team to a victory. I believe in him. Even in this game today, 53 seconds left, Penix put the game on his back, and he was out there looking like a prime Michael Vick, running around, just trying to will us to victory. Even when he ran and stretched his arm out like Michael Jordan in Space Jam, he was willing us to victory. So I'm not mad at Penix. Yes, he has a lot of stuff to clean up, but I can't say I'm mad at the game that he played. He did his best. Also got to give a shout out to Bijan. Bijan doing Bijan things, making magic. Tyler was doing what he could do with the run game. He had a couple plays where he broke some runs, but overall, the run game was just kind of slow. Drake London left the game in the fourth quarter with a shoulder injury. Hopefully he's all right. But even with them blanketing Drake most of the game, and we didn't have Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod showed up here and there. Even Pitts, like I said, Pitts showed up. He had a great catch at the beginning of the game where he caught it behind him, got his foot in, and then ended up stiff arming the dude into a first down. That's the Pitts that I know that we have and that I know he could be for our team. And I'm really looking forward to what he does for the rest of the season. But overall, man, the offense was definitely hamstrung by the play calling. I don't know what was going on. I don't know why they were so conservative, but y'all got to get it together and open up that playbook. Take risks, push the ball down the field. Why are we doing screenplays behind the line of scrimmage, throwing the ball? Make it make sense. Also, the penalties. We got to clean up the penalties. Way too many penalties today. And again, I don't want to hark back to preseason, but this is a coaching issue. Like, why are we having these same issues on opening games every season? Every season we open the game up, it's the same result. And I don't know, man. I just do not have faith in what's being presented right now. Granted, it can always turn around, but you are what you are. Ball is ball. The ball do not lie. Defense started out the game looking sharp. I got to give a shout out to the defense. Jeff Ulbrich, he definitely has come in and put his input on the defense. They look faster. I can honestly say the defensive line look okay, but not as strong as I would want them to look. But maybe with a few adjustments over the season, we could fix that. Hopefully. Billy Bowman and Xavier Watts, 2 rookies. Both of them stepped up and made some plays today. You even had Billy Bowman to come in with a sack. I was not expecting that. Maybe Jalen Walker, maybe James Pierce Jr. But no, Billy Bowman got his sack today. So shout out to Billy Bowman. And the rookies, they did their thing today. But man, overall, even toward the end of the game, it just felt like we got conservative. Even how y'all let the rookie from Tampa Bay score on that last drive with Baker Mayfield, like, where was the safety help in the back? It looked like we was in cover 0 and nobody was in the backfield. And then y'all just left Mike Hughes on the island and it was over with from there. Like, we gotta clean that up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not putting this game on the defense because the defense gave us so many chances to score. Bro, in that first quarter, we should have been up 21-0 or 14-0 easily because they kept getting us stops. But y'all got to understand, if the defense is out there more than the offense, they have no time to rest. So yeah, eventually the Buccaneers are going to break some runs. They're going to get some big plays because they're tired. Offense and defense have to complement each other. And today it just didn't feel like that was going on. And I feel like the offense did the defense a disservice today that they should make up for next week because it's just unacceptable at this point. So overall, disappointing loss. Younghoe Koo, the missed kick at the end of the game, kind of summed up exactly how the game was going. I did not have faith that we was going to win the game just because of what was presented to us over the last couple of years. We knew last year that Koo was not who he was. He changed up his stance. He was missing a lot of kicks. So we knew he wasn't the same dude. But for some reason, the Falcons organization, they love the vibe. They like to run off vibes. It's all about how stuff feels. Where Koo's our guy. He's been with us and blah, 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 blah. He ain't Matt Bryant. All right? Facts. I'm not saying he's a bad football player, but clutch, he is not. He has lost that gene. And it's okay. But as an organization, you have to ask yourself, what's more important? Is it getting wins or is it making sure that people are okay and their feelings aren't hurt and that the vibes are good? Because remember, same thing happened last year with Kirk Cousins, right? You knew Kirk Cousins was hurt, but you kept trying him out there because you didn't want to hurt his feelings. You didn't want to mess up the vibes. So the Falcons organization got to ask themselves a question. Do they want to be a championship team or they want to focus on vibes and not hurting players' feelings? Because you got to be real with Koo. He is not it. You know what I mean? He clearly is struggling. And I don't like to come down on one player or make it seem like, oh, he's the reason. But too many times a missed kick has cost us the game and he's been the reason for it. And I know it's hard to lose like that in front of like 50,000 people and you got people screaming at you. And I just saw that he wasn't even in the locker room for media availability. And granted, I probably wouldn't want to talk to nobody neither if I knew that I botched the game because I missed the kick. But my G, the Falcons have to make a decision. Now, granted, we have Lenny Craig on the team. He can kick that ball pretty good. Is he better than Koo? I don't know. That's yet to be seen in a game type situation. But I think they really need to sit down and make a decision about what they're going to do because I don't want this to be a losing season just because we're trying to facilitate players' feelings instead of going win games. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. It's about winning these games, getting to the next game, and we got to make sure that we have that kicker position solidified and sold up. So moving forward, will we be better? I don't know. I don't really have faith in the coaching staff. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even though it's just one game, and people say, "Oh, don't overreact." I'm sorry, but this is the same thing that we saw last year. What has changed? Game 1, we come out flat. Why is it that we have to come out flat and kind of work our way through? Why is that? Why can't we come out prepared and ready? To me, that sounds like a coaching thing, right? And if people on TV are calling out the same things that I'm calling out from my couch, then it's obvious to everybody, right? We got to do better as a coaching staff by having our players ready to go and ready to play. Because if we don't, you see what happens when we focus on vibes rather than making sure that we have everything together. Because I can tell you, people showed up for the game today. The stadium was packed like it always is on first game of the season. But yet, time and time again, the offense didn't deliver. The defense slipped up. We missed the kick. It just looked so sloppy. And y'all are getting paid millions of dollars to make these decisions. Y'all just get it right. Right? But as a Falcons fan, moving forward, I don't know about this season. Maybe we'll have a winning season, but the coaching staff just does not inspire confidence in me. And that's sad to say. You would hope they would get it together, but hope ain't enough. You know, we good on faith over here. We need to see actual results. You understand what I'm saying? Too many seasons that we have losing seasons. We haven't won the division in I don't know how long. And for some reason, the Buccaneers keep skating by. We could have easily beat them today. They should have been beaten today. But yet again, the team just could not put it together. So hopefully the coaching staff can get it together. And if not, I'm pretty sure next year we're going to be looking at sweeping changes across the board from top to bottom, right? And hopefully it doesn't happen. But if it does, we need to go out and find a coach that could get a coaching staff in here that's predicated on winning instead of the vibes. But yeah, man, it's the kid Ríez. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, another year. We starting off in the L column, but it is what it is, man. Life of a Falcons fan. If you've been a Falcons fan as long as I have, this is nothing new to you. So you just buckle up for the ride, get your whiskey or whatever you drink, whatever you smoke, and get ready for a long season because it is going to be one. But yeah, I'll catch y'all later, man. It's the kid Ríez. Peace.